Hello, this is the Watchdog. Welcome back to Fun with Watches. If watches weren't fun, you'd only need one. Today we're going to review the OLEVS 9809. Let's start with the wrist check. I'm wearing this Tomy T301, and Grogo's wearing my Blyger BB chronograph. Grogo said that the Jedi Academy Board of Trustees asked Princess Leia if she would take over for Master Skywalker, who resigned over the Waddlegate allegations. She said that even though she has a similar midichlorian count, she doesn't have her brother's Jedi training. The chairman said, Luke learned everything in the time it took you to fly from Hoth to Bespin, so it shouldn't take you that long to learn it. All right, let's take a look at the watch. And it looks like OLEVS has a brand ambassador. In the watch world, we don't say endorsees, we say brand ambassadors. And anyway, it's Eco Uwais. Uwais? Yeah, you say the U really quickly. I looked at the pronunciation guide. Eco Uwais. And anyway, he was in the latest Expendables movie, and also he played Snake Eyes in one of them G.I. Joe movies. So he's from Singapore. He's fairly famous. So let's take a look at the watch. And here it is. Not a bad looking watch considering the price. This was under $20. I think it was about $18. This is the 6 OLEVS on my channel. OLEVS makes very affordable and ultra affordable quartz watches. One of my OLEV reviews has reached over 11,000 views. I don't know if I would classify this as an homage to a Rolex sub two-tone, but would say that it is heavily inspired by such watch. This is a quartz dive style watch, meaning it looks like a dive watch, but you wouldn't dare dive with it as it lacks the necessary water resistance nor adequate minute hand lume and lume pip. But you can still use the timing bezel for other things such as timing your boiling pasta. This watch comes in 7 different colorways. If you like a two-tone, there's green, black, or the blue I chose. If two-tone isn't your thing, there's green, black, or red. There's also an all gold model with matching dial. The watch is 40.6 millimeters if you measure at the bezel, but the bezel does overhang the case, so the case is a little bit smaller. It's 48.2 millimeters lug to lug, but we have inverted end links. It's 11.9 millimeters thick if you don't count the Cyclops, and I never do. Has a 20 millimeter leg width, which tapers down to 18. And weighs 99 grams on the supplied hollow bracelet with 2 links removed. The bezel is like 60 click unidirectional, and in all honesty, the action is not bad considering the price of this watch. I mean, it's not great action, but compared to some of them, it's not all mushy. There is some back play though. And then we have the dial. The dial is nice. I like the dial. It's a sunburst dial, but it has a really good texture to it. So I do like the dial. And then as you can see, we have jewel indices. I'm sure they're faux jewels, but so that's kind of different. And we have a baton at the 6, a baton at the 9, and a triangle at the 12. And the OLEVS name and logo is printed on top. And then on the bottom, it says dazzling quartz watch. And I guess that's true. This watch is kind of dazzling. And then we have a date at the 3 with a Cyclops. The Cyclops doesn't do the best job in magnifying, but at least it's centered. And then we have the hands, and instead of the usual Mercedes hour hand, we have a fence post hour hand. So that's unusual. And then we have a fence post minute hand and a second hand with no real counterbalance, and that's not loomed. Then we have a sign push-pull crown. Crown action is not the best. And when you go to set it, as long as you hold it, you can usually set it okay. There's always a tiny little jump, but not enough to be horrible, but you gotta be careful. And then we have the crystal. You just get glass on a watch in this price, but it does a good enough job. And then we have the case. The case is a chrome plated alloy, and that's just standard for this price range. Usually you don't get steel in this price. And you can tell it's chrome plated because it doesn't match the tone of the steel bracelet. Plus, it's shiny everywhere. But it's fairly thin, considering, yeah, this is a quartz watch, and this is only 30 meters of water resistance, so you don't need a lot of heft to it, but sometimes the watchmaker does it anyway, so this one's fairly thin. Then we have the case back. Case back's a press-on with no fake notches to make it look like a screw down. Then it says chronograph movement. Well, this isn't a chronograph movement, just a three-hander. Then it says stainless steel, and usually on a chrome-plated watch it says stainless steel back. But I guess at least it doesn't say all stainless steel like a Benier does. And then it says 3 ATM water resistant. And then gives the model number. And of course we have the OLEVS name and logo in the middle. Underneath the case back is the SL28 quartz movement. This is a very affordable quartz movement. You see this in a lot of watches in this price range. And like I said, my biggest complaint is sometimes when you go to set it, you get that minute hand jump. But at least if you're careful, you can set it. You just have to be really careful. Then we have the bracelet. We have hollow inverted end links, but at least they're inverted. It's always nice to have inverted because it just lets a bigger watch wear smaller. And this is a J-style bracelet, and it's not fully articulating. The center links here don't fully articulate, but you can still get a pretty good amount of articulation. So it's still comfortable. We have push pin adjusters, not screw pins. You never get screw pins in a watch in this price range. I'm perfectly happy with push pins. I think they're just easier. And these are hollow links though. And sometimes with a hollow link bracelet, it's kind of difficult to push out the push pins. Don't ask me why. You think it would be the opposite. But I didn't have any difficulty sizing this one. Then we have the clasp. It's signed, but there's no micro adjust. But of course, being this style of bracelet, the links are fairly small, so you can still get a good fit. And if you do want a clasp with micro adjust to put it on, it's 17 millimeters where it attaches to the bracelet. And of course, it's just pressed. Here's the watch on my 7.5-inch wrist. That looks nice. It wears nice. Sits nice and flat on the wrist. Unfortunately, though, I only removed 2 links. So if your wrist is 8, that's about the best you're going to do. Of course, you can buy 2 and just rob the links off of 1 and put the other one on the strap. Or you could get a bigger clasp for this, which would extend it a little bit and at least give you some micro adjustment. Here we are in the Lume room, just wearing the watch for review purposes. I could tell the watch had Lume, but unfortunately something was really lacking. As we split the time, we see the blue glow of BGW9. The jewel dot indices are not Lume, but the 6, 9, and 12 o'clock markers are doing great, downright first rate, and would be excellent if the rest of the watch matched. Unfortunately, it's the hands that matter, and they are fading fast and almost gone. The Lume pip is a little bit better, but doesn't last much longer. What I like about this watch, it looks and wears great. I like this blue sunburst dial, and I like the fact it has inverted end links. One of my gripes and groans is the hand loop seriously underperforms the index Lume. There's no micro adjust on this press clasp, and the bracelet's too short. I only removed 2 links. Do I recommend this watch? Sure, it has some flaws, but it's a real stunner in the looks department, and if you feel like adding a little bling to your appearance, this doesn't cost a lot of money. Well, thank you for watching my review of the OLEVS 9809, and I'll be back with another review. Be sure and like and subscribe to my channel, and if you like this watch, be sure to use my affiliate link, and I'll get a tiny commission, but they do add up. And I'd like to thank my Members Choice members. There's only 4 of you at this time, so maybe I'll just have 4 of you forever. I don't know. But the next Members Choice watch, or the latest Members Choice watch, is still for sale. So I can't put the next one up for vote yet. Hopefully it sells soon. There's been a little mix-up on Facebook Marketplace. They no longer provide shipping labels. Now I have to buy my own shipping, so it makes things a little bit more complicated. Bye.